You're listening to Prosperity Report, Love and Money Podcast, the relationship podcast that helps you feel more confident financially and romantically. We do this by giving you actionable ideas to help you stop comparing and start repairing your mindset, your money, your relationship, and your life. I'm your host, Kanae Corder, best-selling author, international speaker, hypnotherapist, and financial therapist. Let's grow with the flow together. Enjoy the show. Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you ever wonder if your brain is secretly plotting against you? I've spent my entire career equipping people with a system to untangle the negative messages and programs imprinted by society. These messages block you from success, the success you were meant to have. And right now, whether you know it or not, your brain is standing in the way of that success. If your business has not reached the level of success that you would like it to, go ahead and take my free assessment. I'll walk you through the questions I ask every person I work with in my clinical practice. This assessment will help you recognize if you're stuck and give you the answers needed to get unstuck so you can finally have that success you have worked so hard for and know you were meant for. So go ahead, go to KanaeCorder.com/coach and take the free assessment. You'll get a free membership to the Prosperity Club and one free course. You can upgrade later if you like. For now, join the club by taking the free assessment. Find out if your brain is plotting against you and what you can do to reprogram your mindset, your money, your business, and your life. Click the link below or go to KanaeCorder.com/coach. I'll see you there. Hey guys, I want to help you discover your relationship with hard work. What is your relationship with hard work? And you're probably thinking, I work hard. That's what I do. What do you mean relationship with working hard? Well, where did that come from? Where did this idea that you need to work hard, where did you get that programming? I'm doing air quotes, programming, because you probably learned hard work. You didn't come to this earth saying, oh, I can't wait to grow up and work hard. No, you probably said something like, oh, I can't wait to be wealthy, or I can't wait to be a mother or father, or I can't wait to start a business. I can't wait to have all the freedom in the world and go on vacations. Maybe you said that too. Whatever it is that you said, I'm guessing that it wasn't, I can't wait to grow up and work really hard. Am I right? Probably wasn't. So today I'm going to share with you 3 ways to stop working hard, or I should say 3 ways to work less. So let's talk about this idea of hard work. Where did you get the idea? Think about it. Really, really think about it. It probably came from somewhere. So for me, it came from my grandparents. Now, I'm going to tell you 2 things about my grandparents. One, my grandparents worked really hard, but they also played really hard. They took the summers off. Now, my grandfather was a teacher for one of his full-time jobs, and so he had the summers off anyway, but he was also a supervisor at the post office. So he worked as a teacher from like 7 to 2, and then he worked at the post office from 3 to 11. And my grandmother worked overnight from 11 to 7 in the morning. So they worked what I would consider hard, especially 2 full-time jobs. That's hard work. However, they also took the summers off. Now, I saw them take the summers off, but for some reason, that wasn't what was most impressionable on me. What mostly stayed on my mind was this hard work that they were doing. They never took days off. They were always at work when they were supposed to be. And that instilled in me this idea of hard work. Now, my grandparents also, like, I see pictures of them like going to the Playboy Club when they were younger and dressing up and going out. And it was just looked like they had a really fun life. Now, they're both passed away now, but I remember just looking at how much fun they had. But I really remember and I emulated their hard work. Thing is, I forgot to enjoy life as much as they did. So I'm really working to do that. And that's why this podcast is shifting some, because we talk about love and money in the sense of in our lives, the love in our lives. But I want to talk about the love that you have for your business, the love that you have for your career, or the love that you have for what your purpose in life. And that's what we're going to be talking a little bit more about over the next couple months. So I hope you are ready to love your life, because that's what we're going to be doing on the Prosperity Report Love and Money podcast. So did you think about it? Like, while I was telling my story, did you think about how you got to this idea of hard work? Because maybe it was your grandparents. Maybe it was your parents. Maybe it was just society as a whole, because there are songs out there. She works hard for the money. There's sayings out there like nothing is worth having unless you work hard for it, or something like that. I don't remember the exact saying, but you know what I'm saying. They're like all these things about grinding and hustling. And I just don't flow when I hustle. I flow best when I am present and comfortable and calm, peaceful. When I hustle, I'm nervous and uptight, and I'm actually kind of mean. Yeah, believe it or not, I am so nice. I am such a nice girl. But when I'm working hard and when I'm stressed, I am not a nice girl. I'm like short and I'm like, hey, you do this and do that and blah, 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 blah. People who've worked with me in the past before I've done all this work, they can tell you, because I've been a business owner for a really long time. And many years ago, about almost 20 years ago, I remember doing a photo shoot, and I had everybody on the shoot like scheduled out, and I needed people to be where they needed to be. And it needed to be fun, but I was making it hard work. And my business partner at the time, she kind of pulled me aside and she's like, mellow out, lady. Like, you're stressing everybody out. And that was because I was stressed out. We were working hard to get this calendar out, and, you know, it was costing money. It was an investment for us. It was just work. And so she pulled me aside and she's like, mellow out. Like, we're shooting in a mansion, poolside, at a piano, like all these different shots for each season. These are great shots. Like, you need to enjoy this. And I was so glad she did that, because at that same time, my mom gave me some really good advice. Now, not about hard work. She actually told me everything that gets done does not have to get done by you. The reason why I bring that up is because I told you I'm going to share with you these 3 ways that you can work less. And one of them has to do with that saying. So I was in my 20s when this happened. And I'm so glad that I learned this, because it helped me to enjoy life more. It helped me to enjoy the process. It helped me to enjoy my business more. And I really want to share that with you, because I work with a lot of patients that the number one thing that they don't realize is that they don't love their life. They don't love their life. They don't even like their life at this point. They don't love their business. In fact, sometimes they even start to like resent their business. They forget why they even went into business in the first place. So I'm wondering where you are right now. Do you love your life? Do you love your work? Or are you working really hard, stressing yourself out, stressing everybody out around you? If you're on YouTube, if you notice, I'm still trying to figure out exactly. I'm so used to looking down at the computer that sometimes I'm forgetting to look up at you guys. So I'll get the hang of this, though. I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. You are so cool. You Pros, I just love you. And speaking of love, do you love your life? Do you love your work? Do you love your schedule? Because you know you control it. And I know you're going to say, no, I have to be at work at this time and that time. You chose that job. You want a different schedule? Choose a different job. Now, like my grandparents who worked 3 to 11, and 7 to 2, they chose those. Those were choices. Very thought out, very strategic. Strategize your life. You don't have to do the status quo. You don't have to do what society programs you to do. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You can do what you want to. And today we're going to talk about how you can work less, reduce stress, and make a huge impact on your world and your income. Now, I'm going to tell you 3 ways that you can work less. Number one, I kind of just mentioned, and that is clarity. Be clear on what you control, what is in your control, and strategize, come up with a plan to really put yourself in a position to get where you want to be. And that takes clarity. When you really know where you want to be, and I mean, not like a dollar amount. I am about that money, but I'm not talking about the dollar amount. Know the feeling that you want to have. And sometimes I'm closing my eyes because that's how you get to the feeling. Like you close your eyes and you're like, how do I want to feel? Get clear on that. Get clear on how you want to feel about your life, about your business, about your family. Get clear on that feeling. How do you want to feel? Because that is what's going to help you know when you get there. So stop working hard by first getting clarity. You need clarity because the more clarity you have, the more you'll be able to handle number 3. Before I go to number 3, though, I want to give you number 2, which is get support. Every successful person I know, and probably you know too, has support. Don't you hear them talking about their team? Oh, my team this and my team that, all about their team. So I'm wondering, what team do you have? Now, for me, I recently hired an assistant. It's been about 6-7 months now. A few months ago, I hired a marketing assistant. So I have an executive assistant, which I don't even call my executive assistant. Sometimes she feels like my partner because we make a lot of decisions together. She's really smart, really creative. She thinks like me, but most importantly, she has the same values. So she has presidential values. Before she even started working here, that wasn't something I had to teach her. So know that about the support you get. Make sure that you have the right people in the right places. That goes back to clarity. Because my executive assistant eventually will be raising to a different place in the company because she has so many talents that are not even being used. And then let's take the marketing assistant. When he first started, he was doing some things that maybe weren't in his strength. We switched that and we gave that to a graphic designer and we had him do the things that were within his strengths. And let me tell you, those things were not my strengths. So I'm really, really happy to have him and his strengths. I also have my mom. She's like my accountability partner. She's my accountability partner for working out, but also my friend Leah is my accountability partner for having fun. I need that support in my life. Like I need people in my life who like to have fun because I default to work, as I told you before. So this lesson that I'm teaching you is a lesson that I have learned, a tough, hard lesson. I've worked really hard to learn. I stay on top of it because it's easy for me to lose sight of fun and so easy for me to work. I love working because I love my business. I love what I do. And so I sometimes have to remind myself that it's okay to just stop. Even though you love yourself, you love your business, it's okay to just stop. So I do that from time to time. I just stop and I focus on the family. I focus on my relationship. I focus on the leisure. Now, I don't have a hobby yet. I'm really still looking for one. I'm taking up aerial dance. If you haven't noticed, I've been posting about it. So I'm hoping that becomes my hobby and that I love it so much that I can't get back to it fast enough, because that's how it is for my business. I cannot get back to my business fast enough. I love my patients, each and every one of them. Even when they leave and they finish the program, I'm still connected with them. And so the work that they do, the journey, this program that I've created, I'm in love with it. So nothing really can tear me away from it. But I know I need to get torn away from it sometime. So I really have to get support in that area. So 1, get clarity. 2, get support. And 3, say no. Yep, that is a hard one, I know. Say no. You will find so much joy when you are able to say no. Now, let me explain to you. You're probably thinking it's so hard for me to say no sometimes. And it is for 2 reasons. One reason is because society has programmed us to say yes. Because if you say no, you're a bad person. Am I right? Yeah. Society has programmed us to say yes. It says you're a bad person if you say no, which is just not true. It's not true at all. You are actually a good person if you say no, because you're being honest, you're being authentic, and it's likely that you're going to do your best in the things you're saying yes to. When you say no, you spread yourself just the right amount. Let me make sure I said that correctly. So when you say no, it's good because then you have enough energy to give your all to the things that you're saying yes to, because that needs to be a smaller amount of things that you can, first of all, they need to be in your strengths, like I talked about earlier. And second of all, they need to be in your schedule. So this is why I said have clarity. 2 reasons. Remember, I said you need to know that feeling, but you also need to know your schedule. Be very clear on what your schedule is. So when you're saying yes, like for instance, my schedule books up 2 weeks in advance. And so if somebody's asking me for something for next week, because I know my schedule, I can already tell them, no, I can't do it. But what I can do is do it the 1st of June, the 1st of August, whatever the dates are, right? I can do that. But if I don't know my schedule, if I'm not clear, then I can't. I'll say, yeah, I can do it just because of the society telling me that I need to do it. Now, the second thing that I was going to tell you about saying no is society told you to say no was bad, but your brain also tells you that saying no is bad. Saying no to your brain is like cutting off your survival. If you say no, you cut off the connection and you may not survive. You have to keep these connections in your life. That's what saying no feels like to the brain, is like cutting off a connection. And so if you're wondering, why do I always say yes when I really want to say no? It's because your brain is trying to protect you. Your brain is trying to survive. It doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to disconnect. So it says yes. Does that help? Because I know sometimes people are beating themselves up over that. So it's not all your fault. It's your programming from society that if you say no, you're a bad person. And it's your brain saying, I got to stay alive and stay connected to this tribe. So I better say yes to everything they ask. But you're actually being kind when you say no, because you are being honest and authentic. And the second part is that you're allowing yourself to give the most to those things that you really need to say yes to, the things that are right within your wheelhouse, your strengths, the things you love. So let's recap a little bit. 1, get clarity. 2, get support. And 3, say no. So get clarity is around making sure you know your schedule and know that feeling that you want to feel. Because when it's time to say no, you need to be able to just check in. Does this thing give me that feeling that I want to feel? And if the answer is no, then say no. Does that make sense? Secondly, get support, because there are people in your life that want to help you, whether it's family members, friends. Maybe you have a barter going on with another business owner. Not a huge fan of bartering, but sometimes it works. Maybe you have a best friend. They don't have to be doing the same thing you are doing, but I also think that you should. If you're a CEO, you need to be around CEOs. One of the best pieces of advice I got was from a millionaire that I sat next to on an airplane. And he said, after our 4-hour conversation, yes, because it was a very long flight. And so after our 4-hour conversation, he said, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be a millionaire. The only reason you're not a millionaire is because you're not around enough millionaires. He said, you know everything you need to know in order to be a millionaire. My challenge to you is for you to get around more millionaires, and I guarantee you, you will be a millionaire. I was like, wow. First of all, thank you. I was so grateful for him to tell me that, because he didn't have to. But 2, that also told me that what does hard work have to do with it? He didn't say, you know what? You work really hard. You're going to be a millionaire soon. He said, you know enough. All the stuff you have inside of you is already what you need to be a millionaire. The only missing piece is you being around like-minded people. So that support system that you put together, make sure you're around like-minded people, because it's really about the energy that you swap, but you receive. Yes, society, more programming has told you that it's better to give than to receive. But in that moment, receiving that information from that man, it felt so good to know that. It was a compliment in one way, but it also was advice in another way. It felt so good to receive. And I'm so happy, so proud of myself for being able to receive, because not everybody will do that. Not everybody will receive, but I was determined to receive. So that is our course for today, our little mini course. I wanted to share that with you because I felt like getting clarity, getting support, and saying no were 3 things that I could simply share with you without you having to do a lot more work after that. I have a big pet peeve about this industry that I'm in. There's a lot of what shared, a lot of what. Do this, do this, do this. This is what you need to do, but not a lot of how. And I feel like I gave you some what and some how. If you want more, then there's a way to get it. I'm going to tell you about exactly so that I share with you the right words. So let's face it. Summer sucks if you have to work, right? And especially if you have to work hard. But what if I told you that you could take the summer off? You could take the summer off and still be successful. Yes. How would it feel to play hard rather than work hard this summer? It would feel good, right? What would it feel like to hang out with your grandkids like my grandparents did, or just your children? Or what would it feel like to hang out with yourself? Would that feel good? I know, right? So I talked about my grandparents working hard, but I also remember them having really meaningful experiences. So I'm asking you to make this summer a meaningful experience. Join me and one powerful group of achievers in a transformational journey to work less, reduce stress, and make a huge impact on your world and your income. I found the key to success. I've already shared a few of them with you here, and I want to share more with you. I'm doing this free course when you join the Prosperity Club. If you join the Prosperity Club right now, you're going to get this free course. Now, don't worry if you're hearing this podcast later, because there's likely that I still have something for you. It won't be this, but I'll probably have something for you. But join the Prosperity Club right now, and you'll get this free course called Summer of Success. It's a 8-step virtual workshop that's going to walk you through what you need to do to work less, reduce stress, and make a huge impact on your world and your income. I know you're ready for this. I know you're tired of working hard. And what I know for sure is that hard work is not going to get you there. And maybe you're starting to believe me. I know you're programmed. So believing me could be tough. And redoing your program is what we're going to talk about in the Summer of Success. Now, maybe you had some resolutions in the beginning of the year that you didn't complete. Now's the time to complete them. What about your nutrition? How is that? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping okay? What about your physical activity, your stress management? Now let's talk about your money. Are you earning the right amount for your lifestyle? What about growing? Are you saving, protecting your money, or are you just giving it away without a strategy? How are you gifting? And what about enjoying what we've been talking about this whole time? Enjoying your money, enjoying your life, enjoying your work. I want to show you how to do that. So here's what you've got to do. Go to KeneCorder.com/join. That's KeneCorder.com/join. The link is in the show notes if you're listening to this at the podcast level. But if you're on YouTube, then just look at the description below. I put the link there. I am so excited to work with you. I'm going to do a couple of live Q&As. So if you missed them on Facebook and Instagram, I'm going live. No worries. You can watch the replays on Facebook, but not so much on Instagram. But DM me on Instagram, DM me on Facebook. If there's something that you really want to accomplish this year, I want to accomplish it with you. Journey with me and my tribe of achievers, where we are doing the work to adjust our mindset, our money, our business, and our life. So join me and this powerful group of achievers today. Go to KeneCorder.com/join. I'll see you in the club. If you have any questions, you know what you can do. Find me on Instagram. That's where I spend a good portion of my time. And you can send me a DM. It's likely by the time you're listening to this, we've gotten started in the summer of success, but that is okay. I want you to still join because it's an 8-step workshop. And even if you miss the first day, you can work as you wish because it's on demand. The courses are there for you. Man, it's just so much that you're going to get in this. Just click the link and find out, but I'll give you a little bit. You're going to get weekly podcasts like this one. You'll get weekly meditations. You'll get weekly manifestation statements. Have you been wondering how to do your manifestations? Well, I got you. I'm going to give you manifestation statements each week. I'm going to monthly do a Q&A with you, but you've got to get in the club to get all of this. It's time. You've been listening. You've been wondering, I need a tribe. I need support. Well, you can get support in the Prosperity Club. You can learn how to say no in the Prosperity Club. And you can gain more clarity in the Prosperity Club. You'll be able to do all 3 of those in the Prosperity Club and so much more. So that's our show for today. I'll see you guys sooner. Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you want more love and money conversations, subscribe to this podcast. Also, tell your friends about us. I'll see you next episode. But in the meantime, head on over to KeneCorder.com for more tips, tools, and resources. And go ahead and leave us a comment if you like. We'd love to hear from you. This show is not to replace professional counsel. The best advice comes from a professional you know. The topics discussed in this podcast are general in nature and are for entertainment and informational purposes only. We encourage you to meet with a professional to discuss your specific situation, whether financial or therapeutic. That's all for now. I'll see you sooner. Remember, no matter what anybody ever tells you, you can have wealth in all of its forms. Believe it, and you will soon see it.